Okay, it is 4:54 in the morning. It is technically Saturday. Technically. So I'm going to go ahead and do an update video, a really quick one, hopefully. For the past week, I have been extremely busy with trying to figure out why the hell my lighting system was not working. Now, it was technically working. Like the actual lighting system creates the lights, saves them to an ini file or an ini file. It loads the ini file in certain circumstances, and it recreates the lighting system. But I couldn't figure out what circumstances they were because essentially, you can include. What I usually do here is I include the ini files as included files. So I create my lighting. Here, I can actually demonstrate the proper process. Also, I'm actually using PlayStation 3 controllers. I received a wireless dongle that allows me to have PlayStation 3 controllers in order to test my game. So it basically emulates X input, which is the Windows and Xbox input type. But the problem is that the dongle has two modes. It has direct input and X input. And direct input is the old format, but the direct input is the one that actually supports 4 controllers. But GameMaker does not work with direct input. It works with X input. So that means I am still stuck with 1 controller. The only, advantage for that $28 dongle is that it's just wireless, instead of having it connected with the wire. Other than that, it's just kind of shitty. But there is a utility that claims it allows to remap direct input API to an X input API. But that's basically, once again, I have to run a piece of software in the background in order to convert those two APIs, and that's kind of, almost kind of going back to things like Motioning Joy and, Bare DS3 tools. Like, if I wanted to run software, I would just keep running software. But nevertheless, I find that the PlayStation controllers that I have are a little bit less finicky than the Xbox ones, because everything is on low budget to no budget here. So I'm just running like second-hand controllers. But so as you can see, I have all my lighting set up, and I can actually toggle this stuff. I've added the particle system for the leaves falling in the background, just to add a little bit of some kind of motion in the background, on top of the clouds. Add a bit of layering, just to kind of give it a bit more of a character to the level. I'm actually surprised I'm not running too god-awfully slow right now. So yeah, I've been battling with this problem. So I would build all my lights. As you can see, these are all my light points where I'm canceling out the darkness, and I would hit home, and it says, okay, enter the name of your lighting system you want to save, and I would usually just leave it as default, which is the name of the level that's currently being run, and I press OK. And if I were to go to the roaming folder, I can find the current project name in there and double click, and this is my ini file that I just created. There's 212 light objects in this particular room. So as you can see, all of these are all like the properties for each individual light. And the problem was that I would then drag this file into GameMaker Studio into the included files directory. And the problem that I found is that this took me like a week to discover. The problem that I found is all of these included files that were included in the root directory of included files section would load up just fine. But as soon as I placed it into a group, so since I'm going to have a lot of levels, I probably want to keep the stuff organized. So for the Trial Course 6, I had a separate group. And as soon as I placed the light any settings file into the group, GameMaker would just refuse to find it. It would refuse to read it. And it took me a week to only today discover the issue. The lighting, first of all, the lighting actually worked, but it only worked when I had the ini file that I saved still be located in the roaming folder. Now, this posed a problem because it's here because I created it on my machine. Once players who get the game will run the game, they're not going to have this file because they didn't generate it, right? So I was thinking, okay, so what the hell am I supposed to save this file from the included files into the roaming folder and then read it from there? Maybe that would have worked, but I never really gotten to that point because I started asking on the forum, see if I can try to debug it. I've actually gone ahead and filed a bug report, and as soon as I did that, I found out what the problem is. Okay, this is just asinine example of the bullshit that I had to deal with for my entire career of game development. I will struggle for something with something for a week, and then I'll have enough of it. I'll ask the question publicly, and as soon as I do that, I find the solution myself. I should just do that. Just ask the question right away, and have this twisted mechanism of the universe just work its way, run its course. It says, oh, okay, this guy just posted a question, give him a solution. I should just save myself the trouble, post the question right away, get my solution, and just be on my way. This was a week that I had to figure this stuff out. But anyways, so it would basically what happened, now that I know what it is, when you're running an ini open function in GameMaker Studio, the first location it's going to check is the safe location, which is located in your app data. It's either that or it's located in it's either app data or local app data, and that's basically the equivalent of going over here roaming and then finding your project, or if you go to local and then finding your project here. I think I had a folder here at some point, but anyways, so it was just asinine because I would copy the exact same ini file from the included files and transfer it here, and it would work. And I'm like, what are you doing? But anyways, I ended up trying to kind of weed out the problem, and it turned out that if I placed it in the subfolder, it would not address it. And coincidentally, I tried something out. I tried doing this. This is the script that I came up with for loading the lights back by reading the ini file, right? And all I basically have to do is add the group name with a / before the name of the actual ini file. So now it's actually going to know that it's in trial course 6 / and then the name of the file, and that basically started working. Now I don't know if this is a feature or if this is a bug, and I still filed the bug report because none of the other resources inside of GameMaker Studio require you to specify the path to that file. So I can address spr _GUI revive load directly. I don't have to go sprites / GUI / SPR. This is not that kind of engine. So I'm not sure if it's a bug because the ini files are the only ones that actually require me to do this. And I'm kind of afraid that if this is a bug and they're going to fix it, all of this is basically, I'm going to have to undo all of this. So hopefully I'm not going to be too far down the rabbit hole with this solution. But it works. I can continue. And let me go ahead and, oh, wait, no, I already have it running. Okay. So yeah, I added the leaves, the leaves run an animated sprite, so that kind of adds some interesting depth. I'm also thinking about putting the sliding particles, these white particles behind the player, so that it would be a little bit easier to see. But as far as I can remember, last time when I did that, way back, there was a bit of a strange effect where the player wouldn't really be read as it's sliding down the wall, because it would be like the layer of the wall, then the layer of the smoke, then the layer with the player sprite, and that did not really play with the depth. So I'm just gonna have to play around with that, or I'm gonna have to try to see if I can use half transparent sprites for the wall slide particles. So all of this, white trail when you're sliding down, I'm gonna see if I can make that half transparent, and I'm gonna do it via a function, not editing the actual sprite. In fact, I'm gonna have to see about maybe even editing the sprite, because it does look kind of cartoony. It does have an appeal to it, but I just want to see if there are any more options. But anyways, so this is the story level for the trial course, which is supposed to be the demo. And the player goes up here. Obviously I'm not going to be showing off every single level, but this is a story level. It's not like there's anything going on here. And I have not yet implemented the menu, or redone the menu system for when you are in an actual level, so you can back up into the whatchamacallit, the level selection screen. But all in due time. I'm just working on the levels at this point. I just want to finish a package and weed out any possible issues that might come up when I'm building levels, such as tiles and sprites not matching up in color. Seeing actually maybe even try to have animated sprites for foliage. Anyways, but that was supposed to be the second level. When you start off here, you start running into this cave-like area. I can't wait to write the music for this game. I have to say, the music is one of those major things I'm looking forward to writing, and unfortunately, music is also one of the last things that takes place in the game. But anyways, this is where the player kind of approaches employee entrance to one of the to basically the monitoring booth of the trial course. And I really like the lighting, the way the lighting turned out here. So yeah, pretty much just battling the lighting system is what my week has been spent on. And obviously I had a lot of shifts at work this week, so I'm gonna make some decent buck. I guess next week is gonna be the week I pay some bills. So yeah, just keep going with the levels, and see you guys in the next update next week. I'm gonna see if I can make this a weekly thing. Doing this thing on a daily basis is really pointless, because not a lot of stuff really happens on a daily basis in order to have a full episode, so to speak. So I'll see you guys in the next video. That would be next Saturday. Bye.